it goes to a point where you have to go to the HR, you'll have evidence. Okay, you know what, this is what has been happening, and this is, guys. I wish I knew these things when I was in that work environment. I don't want to go to work, please. I used to hate going to work, by the way. But since you're thinking about the money at the end of the month, because most of us, money is what motivates us to go to work. Sometimes you're not even in a field you're passionate about. So it's the money or the part that comes with the job that motivates and push you to go do it. So please. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Charity, a certified nutritionist practicing in Kenya. My YouTube channel is about life as a nutritionist, because I've moved to another stage in my life. And also I share tips on just how to be a nutritionist and how to navigate the nutrition profession for aspiring nutritionists and for people who want to come into the nutrition field. This is your plug. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all my social media platforms. So today, I'm sorry last week there was no video. Today I want to talk about how to navigate a toxic working environment as a practicing nutritionist, or nutrition in any aspect, because I know most of us do face a lot of very toxic environment, very toxic energy from your fellow colleagues, very toxic environment from your bosses, everything toxic. So if you've ever experienced, and this is for my own experience, my first job, I worked in a very toxic work environment. Can I say a toxic boss, but the environment was good. But I feel like the boss will make the environment toxic either way. So I want to share the tips that worked for me. So if you see me looking down here, I'm really juggling a lot of things, but showing points, and then I'll elaborate on them. So welcome, guys. Thank you for your support so far. Let's continue and reach our goals. Please continue subscribing and sharing, and leave a comment if you've ever worked in a toxic work environment. Let's discuss in the community tab so that we can help each other navigate. So come, let's talk. So the first point I want to share is to stay professional. And I feel like for me, at some point, I did try to stay professional, but got to a point, my bottle was so full because I was bottling things up, and I ended up blowing at my boss. And that was the first mistake I don't think I'll ever recommend to anyone to do. Calmly speak. I'll talk about this point later on, but please learn to stay professional either way. Be it in an environment where you have toxic work colleagues, toxic boss, and just everything toxic. You're in a team where you're not getting along. Just please stay professional. That will save you a lot of trips to the HR, a lot of blame games, a lot of pointing fingers. Please learn to stay professional. And I will really advise, if you want to hear, stay professional and just remain focused on what took you to that place. Because for me, once I had that blowout, I called myself for a very internal meeting, and I told myself, you know what, you're here to make money. You're not here to please anyone. You have goals you want to achieve. Please stick to those goals and just continue focusing on the goals and shut off all the noises that come from everyone around you. And then the second point is to set boundaries. For me, I didn't have boundaries because it was my first actual job, so I really didn't know how to navigate. But I met a work colleague, I'll talk about this in another point, who really helped me to just come to terms with learning to create boundaries for myself and learning to differentiate between my work life and my personal life. Because for me, the line were blurred. The boss was calling me at odd hours, 11 p.m., 12 p.m. You get a buttload of messages blaming you for something that you didn't do or you did do, and it was really very toxic because you're at home, you've already shut off, and someone is busy texting you, emailing you, non-working hours, and they're not paying you overtime. Please set boundaries. This is one thing. I think that's why it's the second point. Please set boundaries for yourself. Differentiate your work life and your personal life. If you're at work, concentrate on work. If you're at home, concentrate at home. Shut off. If you have the work phone, put it on silent or shut it off. And I feel like will come in another point about communicating. Communicate to your boss like, these are not my working hours. And this comes with a lot of assertiveness, because people who are in charge, sometimes they don't want to be told by junior or people who they have employed what to do. They want to cross the boundaries, they want to blur the lines, and then they don't want to be told they are doing a mistake. Third thing is to focus on your work. For me, when it got to a point, I was like, you know what, I have no other plan B. I don't have any other thing I'm doing. This is what is on the table right now. What should I do? I decided to just focus on my work. It was more of what I love to do, is on the field that I love to do. So I made sure I'm focusing on my work. And from there on, when the person was constantly nitpicking what I was doing, I was going to improve on my skills to come and prove her wrong. And I feel like that was the energy and the, I think, synergy the person wanted. So I really focused on my work, and I tried to be the best, and I tried to make the person really reliant on me, so that when I happen to just drop the bomb, she will have no other option. I know that was very toxic of me, but I felt like that was the person who had pushed me to that extent. And please focus on your work, shut off the noises and the voices, and then seek support. For me, I had a very good work colleague. She really carried me along those 1 year-ish I worked in that place. She was really encouraging me, because she had already worked. This was like second or a third job. So she had already gotten used to the work environment. So she was like, you know what, I'll guide you. So she used to give me tips on how to plan my day, how to manage my time, so that when the boss comes, I've already done a huge chunk of what I'm supposed to do, so I don't give her a chance to come and nitpick what I'm doing. I feel like that is something I'll tell you, just in the work environment. Just identify someone who is good to you, and someone you can lean on each other, because I know most people say you cannot make friends at work, but that's where you spend most of your time, especially if you're in an office space. So just find someone who you can work with, someone who is good to you, and then lean on each other, support each other, because a toxic work environment, you need someone to shield you and cover you, and you also need, I know it's not necessary or it's not their obligation, but finding someone who supports you is very good. For me, I sought a lot of external support from my parents, my siblings, or my sister used to listen to me cry all the time about that job, but I couldn't do anything about it. My mom, my dad, until I left that job, they really were hearing a mouthful of my complaints. And then another thing is to document everything. I know this is a very toxic thing to do, but for me, I used to screenshot all those messages. I used to screenshot everything she did to me. Sometimes I really wanted to record how she was talking to me and what she was telling me, so that I can really just hit her, because she was in a position to, like, any word of mouth can destroy whatever. But I was like, you know what, you're a good person, don't do this. But if you're in a very toxic work environment, please just learn to document, like screenshot, record, in case it goes to a point where you have to go to the HR, you'll have evidence. Okay, you know what, this is what has been happening, and this is, guys. And then staying positive. I tried. If you're not able to, please don't. But for me, I try to stay as positive as I can. I used to wake up in the morning. I used to listen to a lot of self-affirmation. I used to tell myself I'm good at what I do, because someone is constantly putting you down. So you need avenues or someone to water down all that negativity. So I used to just practice meditation. This is where my love for meditation and self-affirmation came from. I used to really invest in those things, nature walks. I used to take morning walks to the office so that I can clear my mind. Lunchtime, I can just, it was a very serene place. So I used to take lunchtime walks if I feel, and then when I feel like she's getting to me, I used to just keep quiet and leave. So I had these breathing techniques locked down. Like when I see her coming, I just, and then I look at her when she's talking, look at the person when she's talking. I'm like, you know what, just imagine she's wearing a clown or he's wearing a clown uniform, and then you just block off everything negative. And then communicate effectively. This is where the point I talked about, how I lashed out. Please learn to properly communicate effectively. Assertive communication. learn to speak up for yourself. If you feel like the person is coming on too strong, learn to speak up for yourself, because this is very important. Because if you bottle up things, it's going to blow, and if it blows, it's going to be a very nasty argument. It was a really nasty argument. It still replays in my mind as one of my regrets of my working experience. I wish I had not done that, but I cannot take back what happened. But for me, I'm here to tell you guys to learn how to communicate effectively. Address the toxic behavior if it's a work colleague. If you cannot find a mediator to do it, if it's a boss, find ways to talk to the person about it alone. For me, it wasn't alone, which was also a mistake. But if you can call or can go visit your boss in the office and you just iron it out, or you can have HR or quality assurance or anyone in there to just help listen to your grievances and help resolve. Don't meet that person in front of everyone. It's just going to aggravate the situation. And then if the person is malicious, it's going to take everything you're saying back to you. Like for me, the person used to come, everything I say during that argument, the person brings it to me like, oh, you are saying I take off your time and you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So she starts to blame you, and it's not a good thing. And then another, continue learning. Just focus on improving yourself. For me, when she used to tell me I can't do it, I used to go and prove her that I can do it. So this helped me just sharpen my skills, and I learned a lot from that. I cannot say it was all bad. There were skills I learned from the person that I still apply in my digital content creation space, and in my next job that I got, I really took in what I learned from the person and I brought it with me, so that I just created a routine that I felt like this previous work environment did not really make me feel some type of way like the previous one did. Just continue learning. If you're a nutritionist and you're in the hospital and they're asking you, unafanya nini hapa, or what do nutritionists do, continue learning, continue just investing in the science, evidence-based information, know your guidelines, know everything. So when you're asked, you're able to shine. And you know, when someone says you know your craft, you know your skills, you can shine, they will not come and tell you anything. They'll be like, you know what, she knows what she's doing. They'll be coming to ask you. They'll be like, you know what, she knows, call her. Where is the nutritionist? And you'll feel so good to be part of a team that really embraces you. So my fellow aspiring nutritionists, interns, I know most of you are going through a lot in the hospital because they think you don't know. Just continue sharpening. And then another thing, as I almost wind down, is to plan an exit strategy. For me, I highly recommend this. For me, I did not have an exit strategy. I just got up and I quit. I didn't have another job. I did not have a plan B. I did not know what I was going to do after that job, but I had it enough up to here, because she was constantly now starting to be aggressive. You know, there's passive aggressiveness, and then there's just being plain aggressive. So the person was turning out to be so aggressive until you don't even want to go to that place. You're like, you know what, I don't want to go to work, please. I used to hate going to work, by the way, but since you're thinking about the money at the end of the month, because most of us, money is what motivates us to go to work. Sometimes you're not even in a field you're passionate about, so it's the money or the perk that comes with the job that motivates and push you to go do it. So please, just have an exit plan. Don't just aimlessly, especially in this economy where if you don't have anything to do, you really hustle. As I wind down is self-care. For me, like I said, I really practice a lot of meditation. I used to exercise a lot to burn off the excess energy, to burn off the stress, to burn off whatever she was telling me. I used to listen to a lot of motivational podcasts, a lot of motivational music. I used to try and eat healthy, just maintain an overall healthy lifestyle. It's really helped me strengthen the relationship with my family and friends, because they used to really listen to me complain about that. And I felt like, because when she was constantly texting me at odd hours, it made me not have a good sleep quality. So I used to get to work when I'm tired, and when I'm tired, I'm really grumpy and I'm not able to do what I'm supposed to do. So I really hope wherever that person is and her business, she really did change, because it was really a toxic working environment. But just remember to take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, emotional health, and just all round, even if you're in that toxic work environment. And if you cannot do it, leave. All I had for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to continue recording this episode when I get time. And until next time, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms. I'll leave the link in the description box. And please subscribe. Yeah. So until next time, I've been yours. Bye.